the whole experience was just so surreal because only thing I can attribute to, apparently the Lord wanted me to go to Washington, D.C. that day.
In November of 2023, each VISN was asked to nominate one employee to attend the Arlington National Cemetery Veterans Day celebration. At Northern Indiana, our social work team knew that our nominee had to be Naomi Nicastro. When you think of Naomi Nicastro, you think of passion, purpose-driven social work to end homelessness in our community. She's been a social worker for over 30 years and has shaped many of our careers and our professional identity in our social work service. Naomi was selected to be one of 2 VHA employees across the nation to attend this honorable ceremony.
I was very overwhelmed, first of all, that I even got picked to go. I didn't know anything about the selection process except I found out later that my supervisor, Amanda Skolitz, and my service chief, Amy Sorbowitz, have been asked to send up the name of a social worker to the director's office. And then the director selected somebody to send up to the VISN, et cetera, et cetera. So I didn't know anything about that until I found out that they picked me. And I was just completely overwhelmed.
We are truly grateful for Naomi's work in social work and for her passion in ending homelessness and serving underprivileged members of our community. And we are so thankful that she was chosen for this honor.
My coworkers, the other social workers, they all said very kind things about me. It's just very an overwhelming experience. The fact that my supervisor thought that highly of me to recommend me, and the response I got from the social workers was just, I'll just say they said very kind things about me. It was very touching, so I'll just leave it at that.
And of note, the only woman chosen to attend this ceremony.
I'm not a person that thinks a lot about what to wear, but what do you wear to the White House? Because we were going to have breakfast at the White House, we were going to have a picture taken with the president before we went to Arlington. I've never worried about what to wear before, so I had to go out and buy some clothes. But just the awe of being there and knowing, that this is where the president lives, this is where they conduct business. I don't even know how to describe that. And the sense of history too, because I love history, and all those portraits that were hanging there, it was just very overwhelming. I got to have breakfast with a woman who was a World War II veteran, who was 102 years old. She sat next to me at breakfast. That was awesome. The president came in with the first lady and greeted us after we had breakfast, and then we all got in line to have our picture taken with the president. Right in front of the White House, and this is really cool, they have a Marine on each side of the door that opens the doors for you to walk through to the White House. And they stand at attention the whole time, and they're just watching all this going on. And sometimes I crack a smile, but just the ceremony of it. The VA calls Veterans Day the Super Bowl of the VA, because I didn't know this, but the VA plans the whole event that day. They plan the ceremony, they plan everything that's going to happen, so it's a really big deal for the VA on Veterans Day. All I can say is I was just very honored and very humbled by the whole experience. And I already said this, but Anthony Colon is probably the most transparent and supportive director that I've worked for. And I really appreciate the fact that all 3 of them thought that highly of me. And of course, Steve Sheets, because he's the assistant director. I know he knows me. He's probably up there pulling for me too to get picked. So, and he was also a pleasure to work for, Steve was. So I just appreciate the fact that they thought so much of me that they even suggested that I go.